You remember being a kid at the water park and needing to go to the bathroom? You like wet waddled into that tile enclosure only to feel like they purposely air conned those rooms to like 45 degrees. So everything is wet, you're cold, and you need to go, and everything's just really uncomfortable and you don't want to stay there, right? That's what Crummy car parts feel like every day you drive your car with these parts. And guess what? You and me, we can avoid that if we just don't buy them to begin with. So welcome to MartiniWorks, where we help folks mod their car the right way. And if you have a tip that you learned the hard way, phrasing, when you modified your car, drop it below. And if you need wheels, tires, or performance parts, mod your car with your friends over at MartiniWorks.com. Now, I usually boil it down to, as someone who has notoriously made vehicles worse from modifying them, that there's 3 buckets that you can really jump into to make things worse. Number 1, you make your car worse to drive. Number 2, you make your car harder for others to enjoy. We will get into that. And number 3, you make your car harder to look at. Pretty much it can all be boiled down into those 3 things. So what kind of mods actually make your car worse to drive? I have said this forever. Off-brand racing harnesses, okay? It's bad enough to put racing harnesses in your car, but it's worse when they're off-brand garbage. Do you know that they expire? Why would you ever want to put parts on your car that expires? It's like the ham and cheese I just tried to make that had the little fluffy white mold on it. You know how depressing that made me feel? Now imagine doing that every time you look at your strap and you realize you gotta buy another $300 set of harnesses. Now, it's especially true when it comes down to something like a seatbelt. Don't even get me into like submarining yourself and how it's completely unsafe, and if you crash, you're in trouble and all that sort of stuff. Don't even get me into that. Not only is it unsafe, but it's also wildly unrealistic to deal with in a daily driver. And if you do it cheaply with off-brand parts, it can just be straight up annoying. Now you might be saying, Alex, I wanna have harnesses for the track, so I feel connected. Then do I have the solution for you? We sell these on MartiniWorks. They're harnesses, right? But then when you keep your normal seatbelt for normal driving, voila, complete, you've got the best of both worlds. We have them in the E46. It's the best thing we ever did. Number 2, the world of excess is plenty in 2025. I can't find a normal portion size at a restaurant, and I can't find a TikTok outside of my little hope core moment that isn't built around excess of anything. But excess in any car part ruins your car. You get BCs, that's great. If you slam it on the ground so it's undrivable, not great. You get new wheels and tires, sick, dude. You get them so aggressive so you can't turn, but just because you wanted to brag about a number that nobody really cares about, also equally not sick. In an era of excess slamming, stretching, or making your car as loud and as ridiculous as possible, being intentional with what you install is a great way to keep the love for your car, to keep you kissing its little side mirrors. Your 3 Series was actually pretty decent from factory, so don't ruin it just to make it yours. If you're intentional with it, you'll probably find more love for it in the long haul. That's why a lot of times people sell their project cars, because they turn them into dog. Number 3, solid motor mounts on daily drivers is going to ruin your drive to work, and the upgraded laser light beams that aren't angled in any particular direction could throw you and your headlights into jail. Everybody hates you if you do that, by the way, which kind of goes into the second one, but we're not there yet. I'd also argue some of the early chrome tint, you actually weren't even able to see anything on the inside of the car when it was like a sunny day, which seems wildly counterintuitive. And I hate to say this, but if you get the APR side mirrors, they're painfully difficult to use as side mirrors because the hinges are just so bad. I have never slandered APR before in my life, and I know this is awfully specific, and I don't mean to because I have half their catalog on my car, but the side mirrors are insanely difficult to keep in one place. Now, me saying these mods make your car worse to drive and that's why you shouldn't install them makes halfway sense, as long as you trust me, which you should, because all the parts that are at MartiniWorks.com have been vetted by us and we truly do like them, and we've tested them, whether that's on a car build, a track build, a drift build, we've done it, which is why we make videos like this. But you don't have to believe me if you don't want to. But if I say don't install these things because it'll make your car harder for others to enjoy, you might say back, hey buddy, fuck you. I build my car for me, I don't care what you say. I want to enjoy my car for me. And then they go out on Instagram, they buy the locally hated sticker, they put it on the back of the windshield, and they think everybody hates them, but really nobody liked them to begin with because they're just not a fun person to be around. But hey, if that's a path that you want to go down, you do that. But there's a difference between non-car enthusiasts being indifferent to your car mods because they don't understand why you'd make something louder, like my entire family, and doing things to your car that are just insanely universally, painfully, truthfully annoying. Straight piped OBSs, I am looking at you. You're probably not even watching this video, but I'm looking at you. If you have enough tenacity to cut your exhaust off at 1 in the morning, you should also have the dedication to install a resonator so it sounds better while also still being louder. Like I said, blown out headlight bulbs shooting everywhere, V6 Dodges with the pop tunes that pop 62 times on a decel going from 38 miles an hour to 25. That is insane. Save the $600, grab an empty 2-liter bottle of Coke, and when you're slowing down, just hit the ground with the bottle and you've saved enough money to get an actually nice exhaust. You think I'm joking? Hold on. Hold on. Let me explain how you can save $600 with your V6 Dodge Charger. You ready? See? That's what it sounds like. That's what all your cars sound like all the time. Scroll up, please. And finally, bad car mods that just make your car hard to look at. This one's a tough one because it is subjective. By nature, it's a subjective thing. Underglow, improperly installed, so you see the wires when you're like looking at it straight on, or you're using the tube if you're still from like 2003, not a fantastic look, in our opinion. Fake badges, those are disgusting. If you do aero, make sure it's angled the right way. Contrary to popular belief, those universal rear wings, when installed upside down, actually do the opposite of what you think. And if people notice it, they will never let it go. And this video is not to tell you how to go out and just do things right, or like we're clowning on people that make mistakes. You know, have fun, try it out, fail, try again. It's all part of the joy of it. But some people don't want to fail first. And these are some of those things you could stay away from and you probably wouldn't lose much sleep over. You don't have to. If you want to throw some off-brand harnesses and your used bucket seats on fixed rails and go sliding with your Hart steering wheel and wobbly shift knob that's held on by an Allen screw, you do you. Boo-boo. But if you want to skip those things, then just don't do them. A lot of times, if you do a little bit more research and you find yourself asking your friends or people around you, or even companies or brands that want to see you do it right the first time, there's a lot of times where they'll give you that information for free. Because modifying your car doesn't need to be an overnight celebrity thing. Great song. They take time and it's normal. The age of social media requiring everyone to build their cars like quickly and massively just isn't real. And just because others get attention by being excessive because you get those stupid little Explore Instagram feeds on your feed now that show the atrocities of what people are willing to do for views does not mean you need to do that yourself. So what car parts are you saving up for? Let me know below. And of course, if you're looking for car parts or you need help deciding on what you want to do to modify your car, you can go mod your car with your friends over at MartiniWorks.com. I'm Alex Martini. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you tomorrow.